This is how you know you're a weak man. And if you have any of these traits, this is not something you should pout and continue being a weak man about. You should literally just look at this situation and be like, okay, how can I improve myself? How can I change what they perceive as a weak man in my life is? How can I become a better guy? So I'm going to be telling you, how do you know you're a weak man? Number one is you avoid taking accountability. You just avoid it. Responsibility, accountability, those things can never be taken seriously by you. You complain about it. When you make a mistake, you don't want to show and own up to it and tell people, hey man, my bad, I made the mistake. How can I fix myself? How can I learn from it? In all aspects of life, business, everything you do is gonna require a man taking accountability. Taking responsibility for the actions you did that affected other people. If you can clearly see what you did affected people, but you just like, oh, I don't want to say sorry. I just, I don't want to take it like that. Like, I just can't say sorry. It's embarrassing. Then you're a weak guy. You're just a weak man. And it's just as it is. Being a man is understanding that you have to own up to what you have done. The mistakes you make, everything, you have to own up to it. It's just the truth. If you can't do that, then boom, you're a weak guy. Number two is making excuses. Now, if you're a guy who makes excuses for everything in your life, you need to toughen up. You need to understand that nobody is gonna come save you. You're complaining about, oh, I just don't have enough time to go to the gym. I don't have enough time to start what I wanted to start, the business I wanted to start. You're just complaining. Like, what you need to understand is time waits for nobody. And if you're a dude, bro, it's tough out here. Like, this shit is not a joke. Being a guy in this world is not a joke. And what's crazy is that if you live in America, Canada, any first world country with access to high internet, everything, you should not be complaining about life being unfair. Like, to the point where it's like, every time you're complaining, yes, I know people are given some cards that are unfair. Like, let's say both their parents weren't in their life, or their parents abused them, they got kicked out early, they couldn't do shit. But what you need to understand is, at least you're not in a country where they're freaking blowing up everything. You have no access to internet. You can't actually expand your horizon and knowledge and things. Like, you're not in that kind of world. So at the end of the day, there's still room for you to grow, expand, learn, meet new people, develop a new skill. There's always room. Like, if you just make the time for it. There's a lot of people I work with we're working out and stuff, and they say, hey man, I never knew I could actually incorporate the gym into my life. I'm like, hell yeah, you can always incorporate things to do in your life. It's just a lot of us waste our time. We doom scroll. We just waste a whole bunch of time on things that don't matter. You're out here looking at social media chicks when they don't even know you freaking exist, when you could have been working on that new business. You could have been brainstorming. You could have been trying to learn something new to expand your situation, put yourself in a better situation. What you need to understand is there is so much things going on in this world, and I'm literally still also trying to figure shit out for myself. I'm like, damn, if all these people are making all this money, going on all these trips, learning new skills, meeting new people, why can't you be a part of that? Why can't you be in that space? And that's what I'm trying to say. Stop making excuses, because if you live in America, Canada, all these countries like this, it's such a great opportunity. And that's why I thank the Lord, and I thank my family. I thank my parents so much for bringing me here, because I would have been in freaking Nigeria suffering. I would have been down there. And what you need to understand is it's way harder for people coming out from there to make it to this position. Like, if you're looking at the world, people who work average 9-to-5 jobs are literally top 5% most wealthiest people all around, all over the world. So you being in a country like this, you're given an opportunity that can't be taken for granted. Each and every single day should be taken serious. You should live your life. Like, when I say live your life as a game, means take risk, work work on trying to expand yourself, work on trying to develop skills, increasing your stats. That's how gamifying your life will definitely expand you. That's what I'm saying. Remove excuses from your life and just get to work, man. Just get to work. The next one is difficulties managing your emotions. How are you a man and you can't control how your emotions run you? How are your emotions running your life? You're getting mad, extremely angry over little things. You're driving, someone cuts you off, you want to crash out, you want to lose it all just because of that. And what you need to understand is people who have insecurities, they're not able to control themselves. Why? Because they feel like they have to prove themselves. And this is what has helped me so much when I went from being a complete crash out, wasting my time doing stupid shit, is now I understand I have everything to gain. If you're a person who feels like you have nothing to lose, understand you have everything to gain. You have everything to gain. So when you have everything to gain, you technically have everything to lose. So you can't be letting your emotions run your life. That's the thing. As a man, especially as a man, because we are the beings who can actually apply force. You have to be able to control yourself. You got to be able to be calm. And this comes with other emotions other than anger. It comes with being able to control your sadness. I'm not saying it's wrong for you to feel sad or catch a tear once in a while, because we're all human beings. But what I'm trying to say is have regulations. Control who you show your vulnerable times to. Because what you need to understand is being a man, you're targeted. You're targeted in the sense that you start going out in public and crying, looking like some weird, sad, emotional, fluctuating guy. People are just going to look at you and laugh at you. People won't take you serious. You got to cry at your own times, do shit at your own times, be able to manage your emotions. And this comes with being able to express who you truly are. If you're in a relationship, I'm not saying be a cold-hearted dude, because girls want you to talk to them. They want you to communicate. If you're in a relationship, instead of being overly emotional, just communicate what you're going through. Be like, hey girl, my car broke down. It's gonna take me a little time to get back on my feet. Let's say you're picking up yourself. It's gonna take me a little time to get back on my feet. There's no need for you to be emotional. You just explain your situation, be calm about it. I've seen a lot of videos on social media where people are like, oh, just got back from working a 10-hour shift, and my girl's like complaining, nagging. It's like, just communicate, talk about your situation. Be a guy who leads the relationship. Don't be emotional. Stop being childish. Actually be able to control your emotions. Fear of conflict. You need to understand that conflict is going to come your way no matter what. And that's one thing I notice is a lot of these social media red pill guys, whatever you want to call them, these guys who teach you about handling women, how to make money and everything, they never tell you about how to handle conflicts. They just kind of expect you to handle conflicts. I'm about to turn 21. What I've learned in the years of growing up into who I am today is no one ever taught me how to handle conflicts. This kind of goes back to you controlling your emotions. They just kind of say, oh, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that, so and so, but it's not really explained to. It comes to the point where when people attack me or say things to me, before I actually started understanding how to react or respond in certain situations, I didn't actually know how to respond. It's either I'd get overly angry or I'd let a lot of things slide where I should have actually stood up for myself. And what I've learned today is knowing who you truly are and what you want will help you with that. And how do I explain this? How a lot of you guys are probably asking, what do you mean? But when you know you have a goal, like I said, you have everything to gain, everything. There's certain situations where it's just like someone's acting like a child, you ignore it, you move away. Someone tries to disrespect you, you stand up for yourself as a man. You say, don't ever talk to me like that. Get the hell out of my face, or you walk away from that situation. Being able to control yourself and not get overly emotional, but assert your dominance, assert a boundary line between how a person should treat you. Teach people how to treat you. And that's the thing. When people notice you're serious and you're able to set boundaries, you're able to control your emotions, people wouldn't test you actually. being able to control your demeanor, especially as a guy. If you have a bubbly, super, this, calm your ass down, bro. Because here's what you need to understand is people are more likely to test you when you're one of those bubbly guys. Like when you walk outside, you're just cheerful, you're always smiling, you're like all giggly and shit. People are just like, bro, who is this man? It's like people want to test you. They want to see what kind of energy you're portraying. But one thing I've noticed is because I went from being a super bubbly, cheerful guy. Look, I'm not telling you not to be who you truly are, but have it controlled, have it put in control, because people are going to test you. But I went from being a super bubbly guy, extremely outgoing, I was super loud, super talkative, and I noticed the difference between how people treat me when I stopped doing that, when I actually started being calmer, more relaxed. Even when a guy would ask me a question, the way I respond, the energy, the demeanor, like I always say in all my videos, 80% of communication is not verbal. It's literally your demeanor, how you carry yourself, how you move as a man. I noticed people respected me more when I was calmer. People respected me more when, I just was more serious. I took life more seriously. I was just like moving with a serious face, because it's like, what the fuck's there to joke about? Kind of energy. But like, obviously, I'm not saying carry a cocky, arrogant vibe, but as a guy, especially as a man, you have to be serious, because life's not a fucking joke. You actually gotta move in accordance to who you truly are. Work hard, being a person who's chasing your dreams, your goals. You can't be a guy who's laughing like you're a child, bro. Women will look at you and be like, this guy's not serious. So yeah, being a serious person, the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, and that doesn't make you a weak guy, but I'm just saying this would definitely help you. People pleasing and difficulties making decisions. As a man, you can't be going out trying to please people. And here's what I gotta say is, people are gonna be people. You're not gonna be able to please the whole world. So stay true to yourself. Focus on what truly matters as a guy. Protecting your family, making money, building your relationship with God. I believe in that. These are the things that truly matter. Don't care what people have to say about you. When you start trying to please people is when you start limiting your ambitions, your goals, and your true nature of who you truly are. So fuck all that shit. Focus on being who you are. That's the main shit. Difficulties making decisions, especially in a relationship, man. You gotta be able to tell yourself, I'm going to get this, I'm going to do this, and actually pursue it. Tell yourself I'm gonna do it. Take yourself serious. This goes hand to hand with actually taking yourself serious as a man. You can't take this shit as a joke. You can't be messing around saying, oh, yo, babe, what should we eat tonight? Nah, bro. Make the decision. Babe, we should make lasagna tonight. Let's do it. Let's eat this. Babe, we should go out watch this game tonight. Babe, we should save this much. In your relationship, take authority. Be the man the woman wants to follow. That's the thing. When a woman is not led, she goes all over the place. As a guy, you gotta be able to control that. You gotta be able to be a guy who's leading the relationship. And yeah, even other people will take you serious when you're a CEO of a business, you're trying to run a business. People are gonna be like, hey boss, what should we do? If you're like, I don't know. You ask your employee, they'll be like, bro, this guy, how did he even make it this far? That's the thing. You gotta be able to make decisions on your own. No one is gonna come do it for you or save you. So yeah, these are signs you're a weak guy. There's no hard feelings if you're on the list. Just work on yourself. Focus on being the best you can. Take yourself serious. When you say you're gonna do something, do it.